folks. Welcome to this episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Let's check in with Gerry Schmidt in Nashville for some of the shows he's been seeing. Gerry.
How you doing there, Rob?
Good.
Well, yesterday was my birthday, and I had a couple of lovely ladies take me out to see a couple of other lovely ladies, the girls of Hailstorm and Evanescence over at the Bridgestone Arena. Two different distinct female voices, and they both put on powerful performances. Hailstorm featured Lizzie Hale, of course, and she's got quite a dynamic range. Man, she was screaming it out last night, but they also did their share of ballads as well. I didn't realize Lizzie played piano as well as guitar, and she sat down behind the piano to do some ballads last night as well. And then Amy Lee of Evanescence put on about an hour and a half show with her band, and she is just very distinct vocally, and she's got this gothic theme going, and to me it sounded like modern day progressive rock, a lot of piano and synthesizers, and just a terrific range from Amy Lee as well of Evanescence.
Yeah, it looked like a really outstanding show, man. We caught some of the footage that you put up and stuff from it. That looks great. Yeah. For me, I was going to see the Stephen Pearcy show Friday in Buffalo. Unfortunately, for health reasons, Stephen had to postpone a couple dates. So we'll catch up with him when he makes it back here in Buffalo, and we wish him well, and we want to see him back on the road really soon, and hopefully we'll get to chat with him again. So Gerry, why don't you tell us about today's guests?
Well, we got Tuk Smith and the RestlessHearts from Nashville, Tennessee now. Actually, Tuk is a new resident of Nashville, Tennessee. He moved to the creative community here that we know and love locally. So I wanted to start by asking you, how is that going to help you professionally, Tuk, by moving here to the bastion of music creativity in Nashville, Tennessee?
I'm not sure yet, but you know, the whole band lives here. I was the only one still in Atlanta, and I was actually planning on moving to Nashville right before the pandemic. And I couldn't fucking sell my house. So now I'm here, but it's just good to be around everybody. I know a bunch of writers, and I feel like the music scene here, even for rock and roll, is a lot better than other cities right now. So for me, it's more inspiring just to be around. And everybody is really good musicians, and there's a lot of great songwriters. So I like to be kept on my toes. So and you know what, man? And I also like the feel of Nashville. Atlanta everybody's moving to Nashville, but also everybody's moving to Atlanta, and it is fucking insane there, man. My neighborhood is so crazy. So to move to Nashville, I've got a big yard, and I've got a nice little studio space at the house. So I'm really enjoying it so far.
Yeah, Nashville's really, really coming to be the mecca of music right now. Definitely, you can see that. And so you went out there, and then you gave Ricky a call to start your current project together, right?
Yeah, my last band, Biters, Ricky was playing bass in it for the last year, and I enjoyed having Ricky in the band so much that I knew I wanted him to play in what I was doing next. But first and foremost, Ricky's an amazing guitar player, so that was that was definitely something I knew I wanted to try and make happen.
Ricky Dover Jr. is joining us as well from Tuk Smith and the RestlessHearts.
Hey.
I guess we're missing Shane Rickerson on bass and Nigel Dupree on drums.
Yeah.
So tell me how this band all came together.
You're lucky you got two of us today.
Well, I worked hard to get you on, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I fucked up and opened my Facebook messages. That's how you got me.
Yep. Well, I figured that was the best way to reach out to you. We usually get everybody through Facebook Messenger.
I was feeling chatty. I never open it, man, and you caught me. So now we're here.
Now we're here.
Well, awesome. Well, I love you guys. I've seen you twice, and I saw you at Bowie's the first time, and I had no idea who you guys were, and you just blew me away. And I saw Ricky up there playing guitar that night, and I'm like, well, I know this guy, I recognize this guy from other bands around town. Rock United, of course. The Music City Stones you filled in for.
Yeah.
And Rick St. James and the Rod Stewart.
Oh, really? You saw that one? Oh, great. Thank you.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I saw some of the video and you were playing acoustic guitar.
Oh man. Yeah, I've never worked harder at a show in my life, but yeah, that was a fun one. And yeah, but thanks, man. That Bowie show was good, I thought. And yeah, we played some new songs that night and we were stoked to have everybody out. And I think that was kind of the first one for us after like maybe a several month hiatus or something, if I recall correctly.
That was the first show back. Yeah. It was scary as fuck.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think everybody was on hiatus for a while there with the dreaded COVID.
Oh, sure. Getting through
everybody back again.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have some new material coming out in 2022?
Yeah, recorded and hopefully getting it out soon.
How does that songwriting process work? Do you guys collaborate equally, or is it Tuck alone, or Tuck and Ricky together, or is it all four guys?
Yeah, it's Tuck's brainchild, but we all contribute in our own way. And yes, we've been writing together and done some songwriting sessions. And Tuck's the man. So, and
I usually just sit here at this. I usually just sit here at this piano by myself every morning for about 2 hours. That's about it.
His work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I really like the tracks. I got a chance to listen to some of the tracks and stuff. Looking for Love, Ready for War. Thought that's an awesome track. I love that. Love the video for that. You know, I think we're gonna check out that in a couple of minutes here. And your other song, Same Old You, too. Awesome tune. Really love the melodies and just the lyrics and the songwriting. Sounds great. And I assume you're gonna be dropping the whole album coming up soon, right?
I don't know. You know, there's a long story. The album was shelved that I did previously. I lost my record deal, publishing deal, licensing deal through COVID. So right now, there's really no news. We're just trying to get everything back to where it was post-COVID. So there is songs recorded, but I really don't have any release date or any news. I mean, there's a long story about why the album did not come out that I don't want to get into, but yeah.
No worries. Let's take a quick pause then and check out your video for Looking for Love, Ready for War.
And I
Okay, folks, we're back talking about rock with Rob Edwards and Gerry Smith. We got the guys here from Tuk and the Restless Hearts.
Thank you. Yeah, Looking for Love, Ready for War. That was actually the first song that we worked on for the album. First song that I got to demo on, and man, that demo is fire. It sounds great.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like the demo, I had the song, and Ricky's right. I had cut it with just some studio guys in Atlanta, and I said, Ricky, you got to come down and play on this. And he played a fucking right off the rip. I don't think he ever even heard the song, a killer ass guitar part.
So you play bass as well, Ricky. Will you be playing any bass with Tuk Smith and the Restless Hearts, or?
Well, we have my even beautiful doppelganger, Shane Rickerson, on bass. So he's a wonderful chap, lives around town, and he brings our age median down a little bit. And so he's the young one. He's the young buck in the band. So, but play bass in some cover bands, and have before in the past. And that's how I linked up with Tuk and playing bass in Biters to help them with their last album cycle. And yeah, I was around, right place, right time. And he was ready to move on. And guitar is really more my thing. And had me right place, right time.
Yeah, I saw you play bass with the Music City Stones that night for the benefit, the Charlie Watts benefit.
Yeah.
Posters over your right shoulder there. And that was a great show. So I saw you back there at the back of the stage, and I'm like, this guy is super versatile. I didn't even know you played bass. So what other stringed instruments or instruments otherwise do you play besides guitar?
Yeah, with Rick St. James, I got to play mandolin because he's doing a Rod Stewart thing. But I'm really, man, I just know some basic, bar chords or just bar band chords, some cowboy chords on that. And I took pedal steel lessons from Shania Twain's band leader a couple times, but man, once I started the pedal steel, I realized how much I don't know and how much of a learning curve that is. So
I can imagine.
Didn't really escalate too much further with that. Yeah, that's a beautiful instrument.
So you guys have a lot of power pop influences. That's the way I would describe it anyways. I know Tuk released an album full of cover songs. What was the inspiration behind the songs that you picked for that album? The David Bowie and the Lana Del Rey. There was some other stuff on there as well. The Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. Nice new takes on those songs. Quite catchy and quite poppy. And how did you come about selecting those particular tracks? Longtime favorites of yours or what?
Well, to be honest, the label I was on before, they said because all touring was stopped that they weren't going to release any of my original songs from the record. And they said I could do a cover song, a little covers EP, so I can record everything at my house. And because we were in isolation, I just got to record everything. But they wouldn't let me record a lot of the songs I wanted to because they didn't have an algorithmic reach big enough for them because they were a very corporate label. So they told me if I didn't cover a top 40 artist that had a big algorithmic reach, that they wasn't going to let me record it at all. So I was kind of forced to do a pop artist. So Lana Del Rey is about one of the only ones I can stomach where I don't want to throw up. I like some of her. I like some of her vibe, and I just like the mood of it. And Max Martin writes all that shit. He's a great songwriter. So it had some good themes, and it was cool to kind of do something different. But Behind Blue Eyes, I love The Who. That wouldn't be the first Who song I would pick to cover. That was just one that was approved by the corporate overlords. They did not want me to cover the NXS song because it wasn't the biggest one, but I pitched a fit about that. Life on Mars, I just did that one because I thought it would be a challenge. That piano part was incredibly hard, and the vocal and the structures. And Bowie's one of my favorite. Yeah, Bowie's in my top 3 to 5 artists at all times, no matter what mood. So.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. All in all, it was just a fun creative project I got to do in isolation. It kind of sucked, you know. You kind of give a little bit away of your freedom when you do sign to a label, but there's also positive aspects about having an infrastructure. So, you know, it's a give and take.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's definitely a give and take relationship. You want that reach, you want that promotion, but maybe sometimes they're pushing you into directions you wouldn't normally get into. I totally understand. Yeah.
Well, they didn't promote it worth a fuck anyway. So in the end, I should have just did what I wanted.
So I guess now you have that opportunity to do that. So what kind of things are you doing to promote and market yourself in the new music?
What do you mean?
Well, it sounds like maybe you're out there on your own a little disillusioned with the corporate process with the recording industry. And I mean, there's a lot of tools out there now with computers and the internet to push your stuff out there. So are you doing anything like that to increase your reach and get people to hear your stuff?
Well, you know, they talk about doing it independently, you know, with Spotify and social network. But to be honest, now you've got to pay to get a reach. If you want anybody to see your post, you've got to pay for it. So I think those days of that are almost gone, and you're either going to need an investor or a label nowadays to really kind of break through. Even a lot of the bands that are independent have financial backing or a team or whatever. There's always something. So, you know, we recorded this EP that's sitting here, the album shelf. We recorded an EP. And it sounds great. And we didn't have any input from any outside influences. It was just the band and the guy producing it. And we were going to self-release it. But, you know, honestly, just putting out an album and self-releasing now without any money or marketing, you're just kind of just throwing it up in the air and hoping it'll land somewhere. So, you know, we've been actively looking for opportunities for somebody to put out the record. And I think we have somebody that's going to do it. We're in negotiations now. But at the end of the day, if we need to release it independently, that's just what we'll do. But the most important thing for me with a record label or anybody is artistic freedom. And you'll find a lot of these labels, not all of them, but there's a good bit of staff at labels that don't really know their rock and roll history or where things come from. You know, if I talk to somebody at a label about glam rock, I have to explain to them that I'm talking about Mark Bolan, not Bret Michaels.
Right. Yeah.
And which is nothing against him, but for me and somebody like Ricky and the band, we're like rock and roll and the history and the genres are our whole life. So there's a lot of nuances that labels and marketing people aren't going to understand. I feel like that's kind of a lot of what's missing today. Used to have magazines, you know, I collect all kinds of vintage things. I have Cream magazines and all, you know, these magazines and stuff, and people were very into the genres and knew the history. And I think now when people think of rock and roll, they don't separate it into eras or genres. They just think of it as like this homogenized thing. So that's been a challenge. But you know, the record that was shelved, like me and Ricky did whatever the fuck we wanted. The producer never told us to be more corporate or anything. Which we're very lucky to have been in that position. So we'll see what happens moving forward.
Well, I think that's just a product of our society in general. Everything's so fleeting. Something's a hit single on the radio today and it's gone tomorrow. So people don't really study the history on the different genres of rock and roll. It's
Yeah, there's just not the attention span that there used to be. And, you know, Gerry and I were those ones back in the day that got all the magazines, and you're reading Hip Parader and Circus, and you're seeing, you know, Def Leppard come out and all these new bands back in the day they came out. And that's where you got your news from first. I think I think the problem is with the corporate people, all they're looking at is the numbers from Spotify, the numbers from Facebook, and things like that. You know what I mean? That's a good percentage of it, and that's probably what they're focusing their cash flow on. But there's a lot of other stuff going on too. You know, if you're not out there meeting people and talking to the people and really understanding what's happening, then you're missing a big chunk of that too. You know what I mean?
There was always a study, a read for us with the liner notes and opening up the albums, and you had the lyrics of all the songs in there, and we would just read everything that was rock related, and it was a study for us. So
now don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of diehard rock and roll fans
like us.
Yeah, all of us. And the people that come see our band shows are fucking awesome. I'm just pointing out, new rock bands aren't streaming or producing as much, so it's an uphill battle if you're trying to do old school influence rock and roll. But I'd rather just play what I want.
Well, I think you do old school rock and roll quite well, so and that's why we wanted to have you on today. So tell me about the rock and roll and Toys for Tots on Tuesday, December 7th next week. Certainly there's going to be some glam rock influences there with Amy Darling and Giassi.
Yeah. So it's a benefit show, Toys for Kathy's Little Girls and Boys. That's what it is. And so a friend of mine, Jason Buchanan, is running the benefit, and I took a little screenshot on my phone. So all toys will be split between Vanderbilt Children's Hospital and the Nashville Center for Domestic Violence. And so help bring a toy. I'm not sure if that gets you in, but it's definitely, a good positive thing. And they got several drop-off spots in Nashville. So it's a stacked bill on Tuesday. Like really, really good job. Acquaintance Amy Darling put the show together and has been helping promote it. And then along with this toy drive. We got Jossie playing, and Amy Darling, and then another band, Tennessee Muscle Candy, and then our friend Gianni. I haven't seen him before, but hopefully should be pretty great. And then us as well, and then also I think it's called LG's Guitar Music, I think is what she's calling it, and I believe she's the singer guitar player in Thelma and the Sleaze. So I think it might be a solo guitar thing, or kind of a new debut of a side project or something, but there'll be a great hang. Yeah, definitely great stack lineup.
That show could probably go all night with all those bands.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
About 6 or 7 there, so this one's gonna come pretty late, it sounds like.
I think there's a lot of short sets, and we're sharing some gear. I think people are doing like 20 to 30 minute sets. I think we might do a little longer, maybe 40. So, but I know it's get on, get off.
So are you guys headlining? You're coming on last?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if it's headlining. It's weird in Nashville. It's like the best spot is the middle spot, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
For local shows, it's weird.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where you still got the whole crowd there, and still everybody's there for the beginning bands, or they're waiting for other bands. So you got a good mix of everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
true.
The
shows are early here in Atlanta. The headliners at club shows will go on at midnight or 1 a.m. And here everything is so early, which I like.
Yeah, that's really, really late. I wonder why they do that. Yeah, the shows out here in Buffalo usually start, there'd be an opener and they start like at 7 or something like that. And then the headliner would be on like at, 8:39 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Atlanta's a lot of drugs. They just stay out late.
Yeah, for me, it's just coffee now. So that seems to be my sole drug now. Oh, we lost Tuck here again.
There he is. Well, I wanted to.
Mama's beeping in.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to play another video from you guys for the song for Same Old You. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I wrote that song with my buddy Butch Walker, and we wrote it in an afternoon in his studio and demoed it out in his studio in the same day. And we had to leave. It was getting late, and I didn't have a chance. We had demoed the music out, and I didn't have a chance to sing like scratch vocals. So I said, Butch, can you just cut a fast little vocal on there? And when I get back to Atlanta next week, I'll go to my house and cut a vocal over it, but I just need like a reference, right? So the next day, he texts me and goes, here's the track, blah, 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 blah. And this motherfucker sang a vocal that was a better impression of me than myself. It was fucking awesome, dude.
Well, I really, really like it. Let's pause real quick and check out the video for Same Old You.
We're back with Ricky Dover Jr. and Tuk Smith from Tuk Smith and the Restless Hearts. I wanted to ask you guys about being selected to be the opening act on the Def Leppard and Motley Crue Stadium tour. I guess that tour never came to fruition because of COVID. Is that correct?
It's been
postponed this year.
Yeah, it's been rescheduled twice now for next year, and I believe, yeah, they do have a new opener on it. It was a fantastic opportunity. Not sure, how much it would have helped or hurt us. It was definitely pre-COVID, it seemed like kind of too big to fail. And now after it's, hopefully it does get to happen. I know that a lot of people are looking forward to it. And Vince lives here around town in Nashville. So I've met him a couple times, and I know he's still out performing. And but at this point, it's anyone's guess. I wish I had an answer or prediction, but it may happen and it may not. They're not asking me. So
yeah, there's been so many rumors about that tour and things that have happened, back and forth, and we saw that the stuff that Vince was going through, and we hope he works it all out and they get to tour together. And that coupled with the COVID thing and everything, I know it's been a struggle just to keep things going. And so we wish Vince well, and we hope the tour goes on and continues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to meet him too in Leaper's Fork over buckets.
It's same place. Yeah.
Yeah. He jumped up there and sang Home Sweet Home with you guys, as a matter of fact. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. I remember that. And of course I had heard that song. I've seen Motley Crue a couple of times before. But I didn't really know it. I never played it before. So I was playing bass. And so, yeah, there's a funny picture of me just like kind of looking at it like, oh God. And like, what's the next chord? I don't know. And we also tuned down in that band E flat. But I'm pretty sure Motley Crue does a full step. They tune down 2 steps to D. And so therefore when Vince sang with us, we were playing it 1 key higher than he
okay.
So it kind of, all that made it more of a challenge as well. Yeah.
Well, that song could really use a piano. It's very piano dominated.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Certainly you guys didn't have that available to you that night.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impromptu, I guess.
Extremely.
Yeah. Greg kind of pulled him up on stage and asked him what he wanted to do. So
yeah, we do also had played Smoking in the Boys Room, but he was either between Home Sweet Home or Girls, Girls, Girls. And so we chose Home Sweet Home. And he was a great sport. And then afterwards, he gave me the biggest hug. And it was like he was having the best day ever. I was like, did this really happen? So it's like, he's having a good time. I'm having a good time. Crowd's having a great time. It's all good.
Yeah. They all seem to be really great guys, definitely, for sure. And Ricky, you've got a chance to play with some other great guys with the Rock United thing, right? You got to play with Carmen Apiece and Phil Souse and that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, at the Rock and Pod event, which has been awesome. Gone to a couple of years, and I dragged Tuck there a couple of years ago. And yeah, so they were having their convention, and Carmine and Vinny were there. Vinny Appice, his brother that played in Black Sabbath and Dio. So I was stoked about Carmine because I just watched VH1 Classic religiously in high school and growing up. And so I knew who he was. I knew Vanilla Fudge. I knew Cactus and with Jeff Beck and with Rod Stewart. So I was like, this guy's a freaking legend. Like, where is he? Why is he not huge? Why is he playing in Aussie? And so so stoked. And so with Rock United, our regular drummer, Sandy Gennaro, he played with Cyndi Lauper and Joan Jett back in the day, and also with Michael Bolton, when Michael Bolton was a more of rock artist in his first band, Blackjack. It's cool. It's produced by Tom Dowd. He produced all that stuff, Allman Brothers, Eric Clapton. Anyway, so Sandy, our drummer in Rock United, Gennaro, knew Carmine from just being badasses back in the day since forever. So we got first Vinny to come up and play, and we did what was it? Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. And gosh, his feel, I mean, he just has a heavy feel. I mean, and it was maybe a little bit slower tempo than we normally play it, but man, his feel was incredible. It was just, he would just do these huge drum fills, and it just felt so massive and heavy. It was like, wow, this guy is played with Black Sabbath before.
They're both amazing. I got the chance to meet both of them, and we're actually going to pump in the video here of you guys doing Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Get to check this out real quick on the show, and then we'll come right back with the guys from Tuck and the Restless Hearts. Okay, folks, we're back and talking about rock, and we just watched the video with guys playing rock and roll hoochie coo, and that's great. Yeah, I got a chance to meet Carmine and Vinny at their Drum Wars show with Jim Crean, and they're just great guys. Wow. They're just great guys, amazing legends. You know, it's so awesome to see that they're still out there doing this. You know, book signings they're doing, tours they're doing. They're just great. We hope to have them soon on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So later the next day at the Rock and Pod, Carmine and Vinny were there, and I saw they had a little merch booth, and and I was just talking to Carmine, said, thank you for letting us jam with you. And I was like, well, you know, I just did the thing. I just had to do it. I just gushed. And so it's like, oh, you said the magic word, cactus. And so sure enough, he was selling cactus t-shirt, you know, reprint, whatever. And like, he brought it, walked over there and got it down from the thing. And I was like,
they are great guys with their fans.
So
they connect with their fans. They want to talk to you. They want to sign your stuff. They're so appreciative of their fans. They're just,
and
just
I didn't really know. I feel bad. Actually, I didn't really know Vinny so well. And so, but I knew who he was, you know, a little bit, but then reading this Tony Iommi book, I was like, holy crap. Like Vinny's like, he's so incredible as well. There's a funny photo in here somewhere, but oh yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've just been, both of them have been so instrumental in so many bands. You know, gone through so much. It's just crazy. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to them. They roll.
Definitely.
Well, since it's Christmas time right now, I know you guys did a Christmas song called Merry Christmas, Everybody. And I was wondering if that receives more plays on Spotify and other streaming services this time of year. Is it bound to be an instant classic like the John Lennon Yoko Ono tune or Lake or The Waitresses or all those other great songs we hear around Christmas time from other rock artists? Springsteen, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and all that stuff that's been played on radio for years and years.
Yeah, we hope so. You can tell us, man. It was Tuck definitely had the inspiration for us to touch on that song, and he made a great demo of it as well. And and then we all fleshed it out right there, and it was really cool because that's the first time that this Restless Hearts band got to record on a song, because our previous 3 singles were off the album. So this time it was the best sense of representation. So what you hear is what you get, and it's a better, more accurate of what it's gonna sound like at a show. But yeah,
I suspect we're gonna hear it on Tuesday night.
We'll practice it up tomorrow.
Sounds good. I guess I just put you on the spot. Maybe you weren't going to play it.
Well, folks will have to go there and see, man, if they're gonna play it or not, right? Where are you guys playing?
Mercy Lounge. Yeah.
What time?
I think it starts at 6 p.m.
Yes.
It goes on at 6 p.m.
We don't know till we get there.
Okay. So get there early, folks, because you don't want to miss them.
Yeah, this is Tuesday, December 7th, next week. And who is Kathy?
I believe it's the guy who's doing the toy drive. I think it actually might be his mom.
Okay.
Who helped start the toy drive several years ago.
So come out to the show on Tuesday night and support a good cause for the Children's Hospital here at Vanderbilt, as well as the domestic violence shelter. Bring yourself a unwrapped toy or a $15 donation at the door to get in and see some great rock and roll on Tuesday night.
Cool. And if they want to know more about you guys, where should they check you out? On Facebook or on Spotify, or where can they check out more stuff from Tuck and the Restless Hearts?
OnlyFans. Rick has an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So what's it called? OnlyFans or Rick Dover?
OnlyFans / RickyGetsFreaky.com.
Yeah, free Ricky. Mm-hmm. Special.
Cool.
Freaky Ricky.
Well, we look forward.
That URL is available.
Guys, we look forward to the rest of your tunes coming out. We hope that you land, the record comes out, and you guys pop on a tour. We really look forward to seeing you out there. and seeing, get things more back to normal, hopefully. We really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show today. It's been great speaking with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
We
for
wish you
having
the best of luck.
OnlyFans/PrettyRicky.com.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Certainly.
Good. And if you folks want to know more about us or you have feedback or comments, please feel free to email us at talkingaboutrock@gmail.com. Please like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, check out our YouTube channel for this interviews and other up and coming ones. Please subscribe. Gentlemen,
Guys,
thank you
so
again.
much. Yeah. We love the music and we wish the best for you. I know Tuck sounds a little bit bitter about the industry there, but you guys are going to do some great things here as long as you keep on putting out some good rock music.
Definitely great songs. Definitely.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Have a good night,
Oh, no
guys.
doubt. Thank you, guys.